Alright traders, I am back again with another video, and in this video we want to take a look at the Binance Coin Bitcoin. We had talked about this opportunity in our member session. We had a live Ichimoku cryptocurrency session. We usually have a live at 5, and when there's opportunities I like to hold that live at 5 and discuss some of the opportunities with the members. Well, this was one of the trades that we looked at. So had you been looking at this and had you been a member or saw the video, you would have saw that I had told you to enter the market at this level and trade it to this point or this point. All right, because we were basically, and it wasn't really Ichimoku that I was looking at. You're just looking at pretty much market structure. I mean, Ichimoku didn't have much to do with this opportunity here, so I really couldn't say it was Ichimoku that would help you to be able to get in this trade, because the market had such a big move here. We didn't have any level to bounce on. We never really pulled back to Tinkinson level. All right. But now the market has pulled back to the Tinkinson level. So I'm going to take you back to look at the trade setup that I told you about for the Binance Coin Bitcoin. But before I do that, I want to look at what's happening right now. All right. So there is some issues with this. I mean, I do like this still. And I usually like to go by what I see on the chart. Now, this is the highest level that it's ever been. All right. So we just made the new high for this asset. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days ago. All right. So prior to 7 days ago, a week ago, after that, prior to that, I told you when price was here, we were going to get to this level. And sure enough, we got to this level. All right. And it wasn't Ichimoku, because Ichimoku, I didn't really have a trade. Ichimoku did give me my bias, but I didn't really have a trade per se. Now I'm using the OBV here. So the OBV helps you pretty much, when you're looking at volume and momentum. So it's pretty much a momentum indicator. And it shows divergences really well, and I love to trade those divergences. And I love the divergence at support and resistance. So the problem with this here, we are bouncing on Ichimoku right here. I mean, Tinkinson here. And I'm using the default settings. Many people are going to probably ask me, well, I'm supposed to change the settings, blah, blah, blah. I'm not changing those settings. This is what I'm set at. You can see where the market likes to honor that level. So these settings are in there, the default settings. So we're bouncing on Tinkinson right now. And we may get a move back up to this level, but you see we got major divergence here. But see, divergence can last for a long time, but the time that I really trust the divergence is at a major support and resistance level. So back here we had created the previous high, all-time high, then the market dropped, kind of got sideways, and then moved back up to this level. All right, we came back up to this all-time high and created a new high by breaking it just a little bit. All right, so that was 001886. Back here it was 00018382. So we violated that level a little bit, made a little bit higher new high, but basically a double top up here. So you had a double top here, and when you have this double top with this divergence, I believe you're going to see this market drop. Now, a lot of times, haven't had to really learn and see how cryptos do per se with double tops and double bottoms as far as the percentage of the return, the retest before the drop or the move higher. So usually like on a double top or a double bottom, when the market hits that double top, it usually drops a little bit, then has another retest of that level. About 65% of the time you could see that happen. So the market comes back to test that level, and then you get the big drop where that divergence really kicks in. So you're currently looking at bearish divergence, okay? And when you see that bearish divergence, we're looking at the market probably dropping. Now, like I said previously, you could see this market bounce on your Tinkinson level here and then move a little higher back up to this point. But then I don't think you're going to really get through there, because you're getting some distance on Kijinsen, right? So that's one thing. You're at resistance. You also have a flat Kijinsen here, right? And you're getting some volatility here in the market. So those aren't good signs for us to continue to the upside. So we may see this thing drop a little more. I would be reluctant to even trade the next move to the upside here. but I like to trade what I see on the chart and not try to guess what's happening. So when I'm looking at what's happening on the chart, currently we do have this bounce on Tenkan-sen, but this candle hasn't closed. So once we see where this candle closes and what we have there, then we could probably make a better decision here, because if this candle closes bearish and closes below this level, then pretty much I wouldn't, we're not going to get that bounce, and I'm not going to look for the market to move higher. Now it could come back down to this level and set up for us and then move higher, but then I think you're going to still see it drop. So long term, I think it's going to eventually maybe get to this level, but I think the real term is going to see it drop more before you get an opportunity to get another good long trade. All right, so at this point, I'm going to wait for this candle to close before I really decide if I want to even take it long again, because Ichimoku, you don't want to get too far from Kijun-sen because the market's out of equilibrium pretty much, and that's almost like people calling oversold and overbought levels, but pretty much equilibrium as you have more buyers than sellers, more sellers than buyers, so forth, more demand than supply, more supply than demand. And here we're looking at the market at this level. So again, I want to see what this candle closes as. If it closes as is, I like to go down to the 4-hour time frame to get into my trades. So what I'm going to look at, I'm going to pretty much box this level in right here. All right, because then I'm going to see what the market's going to give me. So if I box this level in, because you're trading inside this one candle pretty much. So boxing it in, I get to see what the market's going to do. 4 hours trying to show me some support at the cloud here. So again, you may see that test of this level. All right, and then you get that test, I think you're going to see the market drop eventually. So if you've made profit in this thing, you better be careful, because you may get back up to this area and may even give you a little break, but I think it's overall you're going to see this drop to the downside. You see you got a bearish OBV, so this is called down volume. All right, on OBV it's called down volume. You can see it's still below that 0 level, so it's still down volume. It's red. If I go back to the daily time frame, all right, let me get that out of here. You still have bullish or up volume. All right, you still have that and you're a little bit above, but you still do also have that divergence. So that divergence is here. Here's what you see with the divergence. When I'm looking at divergence, I'm looking at this. See this level right here and this level, this high? That's this peak right here. And then this peak right here is right here. These two levels right here, see them? All right. Whoops, we didn't want that. Now we got to get it back. There we go. But anyway, you could see those two levels. So let me draw this back again. So just this area here and then this area, as opposed to this area, it's going to the downside. That's bearish divergence. Regular divergence. This is going to the upside still. Therefore, it's not doing the same thing. Divergence is when it's doing the opposite. All right, so an opposite of something. So when you're looking at that, that signifies that this move is getting weak. Pretty much, you're getting weak to the upside, and there's a lot of signs showing us getting weak to the upside. So taking a trade long at this point would be not risky, because we still have our signal here. Then I would look to at least get back up to this area, but not a lot there, and then you're probably going to see it drop more. All right, and then we'll see what we got here. If we got a flat Kijun-sen, then we may see the price drop down in this area, and then we can look to see if the market, if we could get an opportunity to go back up to the upside. All right, now it may drop down into this level here where you got the support, because this is going to be support while we're up here, and then you may see the market move. So we just need to get past this point here, and then we'll get the better understanding of what the market's doing, and maybe we'll get an opportunity to get back into another long trade that violates this level here. All right, so I want to go back and show you what we were talking about, and show you how we look at the markets, and show you what we do each day, pretty much whenever the markets are doing something, we hold a live at 5. So we had a forex session, we hold a crypto session, and we hold a stock session where we look at just basically all cryptocurrencies, or we'll look at all forex, or we'll look at stocks, and we use Ichimoku. But Ichimoku is not the only thing that I use. I'm not just an Ichimoku trader. I know the markets. I've been trading the markets for a very long time. So it's not all about Ichimoku. It's more about what this price is telling me and showing me. All right. So I like to use a lot of fractals to get in and to understand the market structure basically, and to help me to decide and stay with the direction of the market. So I like to look at that market structure and understand that. So let's go back, look at what we were talking about. If you want to get more opportunities to be able to see stuff like this, see these trade setups, and you're having a hard time trading and struggling, just come over to my site, www.fxatoneglance, as you can see up here in the corner, fxatoneglance.com, and think about becoming a member. You become a member for 1 year, you get to have these sessions at least a few times a week, and when the market opens on forex, and if you trade other assets, we talk about those too. So think about that. You get to become a member. You have these sessions. We talk about these trade setups. You catch these trade opportunities. You have a forum. You have a chat room. Basically, you have these sessions 2-3 times a week, and one on Sunday, definitely for the start of the forex market. And like I said, my forum, and you have courses. So I got a course right now with regular Ichimoku, then Japanese techniques Ichimoku, which is more advanced stuff, where we use 3 theories of Ichimoku, which is the time analysis, we use the wave theory, and then we use the observation theory. So those three theories for Ichimoku that most traders don't even know about or trade, don't even understand the full concept of Ichimoku. Ichimoku is more than these 5 lines that you see on this chart here. So once you get in deeper and break it down, you could even use it for these crypto currencies. I don't use it online because I don't want to get into explaining it. It takes a very long time, and it's very detailed. So, you know, giving you bits and pieces of it really don't work. All right, so that's one thing I just don't want to do. And then also, with the courses, you have the advanced course. Like I said, the regular course helps you to understand basic about fractals, support and resistance, basic Ichimoku, Heikin-Ashi candle trading. Big thing is the fractals, as I said. We also talk about price action signals and triggers on that, and we talk about divergence on that course. So each part of the course has its own section for those concepts to be taught. All right, and then also talk about risk management. And then I have a price action course, and then also a new stock course that is on the horizon that's going to be out in the next couple weeks here. So it'll help you to trade stocks also. All right, and not just trade stocks, but to invest in stocks, and rather than just trade stocks. All right, and help you to determine which stock is the better stock to trade based off of valuation. All right, so let's go back. Let's look at what we were talking about with this Binance coin, see how we decided to get into this trade, which was rather easy trade to figure out, and then get into these levels. You just want to trade the market to pass support and resistance levels. All right, the market likes to move to and fro, and you just try to get to those levels and see if you can make it. And if you do, you watch the price action. We knew price was blowing right through there here. Now here, when we got here, we could see the indecision here, and then you could start to tell that the candles got smaller, and then you started to get the bearish movement, and the market dropped to the downside. You got to pay attention to the whole market, not just the Ichimoku. You can't just trade Ichimoku. Ichimoku is going to tell you late what the market's doing. All right, Ichimoku still looking bullish while this is starting to drop to the downside. But yes, overall it is bullish, but there's some signs of weakness here, and Ichimoku will show you some of those signs too, but you got to also understand the market. Let's go back, look at what we were talking about. Maybe we could see. All right, so after that, I'll probably be out of here. So hopefully that helps you. Hopefully the next video looking at that gives you a little understanding, and you start to see exactly how we're trading to catch some of these trade opportunities. So watch the rest of this video, and I won't be back. So I'm going to say see you later right now, and God bless. So we're looking at, let's go to Binance Coin, Bitcoin. All right, so again, this pair looks like we're going to get a move to the upside and violate this level. Not a lot of Ichimoku here because we're flat here. So let's look at the levels here basically. I'm on 4 hour. Got to go to daily, see what the daily's saying. I like this daily chart because you see you got to move higher, pull back to Kijinsen, move higher. Then you pulled back. You didn't pull back to Kijinsen. You had such a big move. You got some distance on Kijinsen, like I said. So with that distance, the market pulled back. All right, so now you're going to see that move again. So you got to get that reversal to get that 1 2 3 reversal that I'm telling you about, that I keep talking about. So when I'm trading, when I'm looking at trades and looking at the market changing or continuing, I always look into effect that 1 2 3 reversal. 1 2 3. 3 came back to the 1, so we kind of figured we were going to range. But all right, so you could still look at a range trade. You would have traded back up to this level, but then the market violated that point. So now we want to see if we were getting into a trend, right? Getting into a nice trend. So you pretty much 1 2 3. Okay, 3 didn't come back to that 1, so we're expecting that move to the upside, and it stopped right on Kijinsen. That's our level. So I always telling you we need a level, signal, and a trigger to trade. We had the level, we had the signal and the trigger to trade because you had a morning star on this point. You see that morning star, and then you could have traded that with support here, stop loss, then the market moves higher. All right, because you're bouncing on Kijinsen and you're bouncing on Tenkan-sen levels and you're bouncing on support and resistance levels. You're bouncing on the cloud. Those are the things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the slight pullback to follow the trend. I want to confirm that the trend, that we have a trend, and then follow. Ichimoku confirms a trend, but sometimes it's late, so I use some fractals to confirm the trend and also the 1 2 3 reversal. All right. So then now let me show you what I do, because I'm looking at this candle closing in about 15, actually 17 minutes, right? So it closes in 17 minutes. Good entry here. I put a stop loss a little lower and trade at least up to this point, and then fighting to get to this point because that's the longest support and resistance level. Now, let me show you how I work with Ichimoku with the observation theory, and I use it all the time. So the market likes to do 1-to-1 ratios, which is what you'll see a lot of. All right, so 1-to-1 ratio, I use these Ichimoku levels based off of this fib extension tool. So if I said 1 and I said 2 and I said 3, I would be shooting for this 1-to-1 ratio right here. All right, that 1-to-1 ratio, which is right here, I would basically get it like this. So if I put this level, I was looking at that level to this level, then I'm going to say that this level is going to, I'm going to say that this level is going to be the same. So I would go here and put it there and see if it was the same, and pretty much came up to our 1-to-1 level, quite missed it. So this is your NT level, this is your N level, this is your V level, this is your E level. The market went right up to our E level. All right, so this is part of Ichimoku observation theory, part of my advanced Japanese techniques Ichimoku course. So now what I would be looking for, I'm still going to continue to do the same thing. I'm going to let the price action tell me if we're going to make it or not. So I'm going to still use my Ichimoku observation theory. All right, so I have these numbers set. I have these put in specifically to know those levels when I draw it out with this trend extension tool. So I said we're going to shoot for this target. So you shoot for the target and you let the price action see if you're going to get through those levels, and then you're going to shoot for this level and see if you could get through. But overall, we would look for this point right here. Now, such a big move in the market here, these couple big moves made the 1-to-1 level going to be much higher. So you would have to see the same thing happen, pretty much a good big move. But the market knows, and the market loves this to pretty much give you those 1-to-1 moves. So shoot for these targets that you have here, which is 0.0016, 238, 0.0018416. Then we start talking about this in 0.0020069 and 0.0020563. And then if we could fight that, guys, we're really moving. But you can see this is the major support and resistance level. So we want to at least get there, all right, before we start talking Ichimoku observation theory. All right, so I like this trade setup, and we stay above Tenkan-sen level. Kijinsen's flat, but you still have room to move to the upside. Once you get that 17-day break, you'll see that thing start to change. All right, so that's what we're looking at with Binance Coin. Pretty good opportunity. Candle getting ready to close in 14 minutes.
minutes.